Once a decorated soldier and a loving husband, Michael returned home after completing 3 harrowing tours in Afghanistan. The war had left invisible scars on his psyche, manifesting as severe PTSD. The man who once brimmed with courage and strength was now a shadow of his former self. Struggling to cope with the relentless flashbacks and nightmares, Michael turned to alcohol. What started as a drink to numb the pain soon spiraled into heavy drinking, and eventually, he sought solace in even more dangerous vices: heavy drugs. The medication provided by the VA only exacerbated his condition, leaving him irritable and disconnected. His wife, Sarah, watched in agony as the man she loved descended into a dark abyss. The Michael she married was gentle and kind, but now he was volatile and abusive. Each day became a battlefield at home. Sarah bore the brunt of his rage, enduring beatings that left her bruised and broken. Yet, she shielded their children from the harsh reality, maintaining the facade of a normal family life. To them, Michael was still the hero who had served his country bravely. One evening, after a particularly violent episode, Sarah found herself crumpled on the kitchen floor, her body aching from the blows. Tears streamed down her face as she realized she could no longer endure the torment. For the sake of her children and herself, she needed to take action. The next morning, while Michael was passed out in a drunken stupor, Sarah packed a small bag with essentials for herself and the kids. She called a close friend, someone she trusted implicitly, and asked for help. Within hours, they were on the road, heading to a women's shelter in a nearby town. The shelter provided them with a safe haven, a place where they could start to heal. Sarah filed for a restraining order and began the process of seeking legal separation. The shelter's counselors helped her navigate the legal system and provided therapy for both her and the children. Slowly, they began to rebuild their lives, free from the constant fear and violence. Michael, upon waking and finding his family gone, was initially consumed by rage. However, as the days passed and the reality of his actions set in, he was overwhelmed with guilt and remorse. He sought help for his addictions and PTSD, finally confronting the demons that had been haunting him. Months turned into years, and while the journey was long and arduous, Michael made significant strides in his recovery. He attended therapy regularly, joined support groups, and worked diligently to become a better person. He never stopped regretting the pain he had caused his family, but he channeled that regret into becoming a staunch advocate for veteran mental health, hoping to prevent others from following the same dark path. Sarah, meanwhile, focused on her own healing and the well-being of her children. She found a new sense of strength and independence, building a life filled with hope and resilience. Eventually, she and Michael reconnected, not as husband and wife, but as co-parents committed to providing a stable and loving environment for their children. In time, forgiveness found its way into their hearts. They learned to coexist peacefully, each having found their own path to healing. Though their marriage had ended, the bond of family endured, demonstrating that even in the face of profound adversity, there is always the possibility of redemption and new beginnings. And so, while they had once vowed, "Till death do us part," their journey showed that love and commitment can evolve, sometimes requiring a parting of ways to find the strength to continue. Sarah and the children settled into the shelter, where they were surrounded by compassionate individuals who understood their trauma. Each day, Sarah attended therapy sessions, learning to process her experiences and reclaim her sense of self. The children were also provided with counseling, which helped them make sense of the chaos and pain they had witnessed. Slowly but surely, their lives began to take on a semblance of normalcy. Michael, on the other hand, was facing his own battles. In the solitude of an empty house, the weight of his actions bore down on him heavily. He reached out to a veterans support group and was paired with a mentor who had also struggled with PTSD. This mentor became a lifeline, guiding Michael through the difficult process of detox and recovery. They met regularly, and the shared experiences fostered a bond that was instrumental in Michael's healing. As months passed, Michael made significant progress. He committed himself fully to his treatment, attending both individual therapy and group sessions. He began to understand the deep-seated trauma that fueled his destructive behaviors. It was a painful journey, but with each step, he found himself gaining a bit more control over his life. Meanwhile, Sarah was also growing stronger. She found a job at a local nonprofit organization that helped victims of domestic abuse, a role that allowed her to use her own experiences to support others. Her work became a source of empowerment, and she discovered a resilience she hadn't known she possessed. The children, too, were thriving in their new environment. Free from the toxic atmosphere of their old home, they flourished academically and socially. Despite the progress both were making separately, the idea of co-parenting loomed large. The children missed their father, and Sarah knew that, despite everything, maintaining a relationship with Michael was important for their well-being. After much contemplation and discussion with her therapist, Sarah decided to facilitate a reunion. The first meeting was arranged in a public place with the therapist present. Michael was visibly nervous, the weight of his guilt apparent. When he saw Sarah and the children, tears welled in his eyes. The children, initially hesitant, eventually ran to him, their love for their father evident despite the months of separation. Sarah watched, emotions swirling inside her. This man had caused her immense pain, yet here he was, genuinely remorseful and changed. She knew that for the sake of their children, they needed to find a way to coexist peacefully. The therapy sessions continued, this time involving the whole family. They navigated the complexities of their emotions together, learning to communicate in healthier ways. Trust, once shattered, began to slowly rebuild, though it would never be quite the same. Michael's advocacy work for veteran mental health gained momentum. He spoke at events, sharing his story and the importance of seeking help. His openness resonated with many, and he became a source of inspiration and hope for other veterans grappling with similar issues. Sarah's nonprofit work flourished as well. She initiated programs specifically aimed at supporting the families of veterans, understanding the unique challenges they faced. Her experience with Michael gave her a profound insight, making her an effective advocate and counselor. As months went by, Sarah and Michael found a rhythm in their co-parenting. They attended school events, birthdays, and holidays together, presenting a united front for their children. While their romantic relationship had ended, they had forged a new, respectful partnership centered around their shared love for their children. The scars from the past never fully disappeared, but they became a testament to their resilience and growth. Sarah and Michael's journey was a powerful reminder that even in the face of profound adversity, there is always hope for healing and redemption. And so, while their paths had diverged, they remained interconnected by their shared history and commitment to their family. Their story, marked by pain and struggle, ultimately became one of forgiveness, resilience, and transformation.